You guys can get those webinars, reststream.com/webinar. We'll also be emailing you right after the survey a link to our webinar page so you can look at this recording and any other recordings, as well as sign up for future webinars. So about our webinar today. We're going to be taking a look at template websites versus custom websites. Have a lot of things I'd like to share. The purpose of this webinar is all educational. I want to make sure that you all have the tools, the information you need to make the appropriate purchase decision when you're moving into your next website. So a little bit about us. Reststream helps small independent properties overcome two of the biggest challenges we hear day in and day out: increasing revenue and reducing costs. We do that a variety of different ways. We have the ongoing education, the webinars that we do now. We have our monthly newsletters. We have our blogs. So I do encourage you guys all to subscribe and to follow those to always be aware of what's going on in the industry. We have our new cloud-based reservation software that will allow you to increase some revenue in a variety of different ways: gift certificates, mobile booking engine, OTA connections, so on and so forth. So definitely can help you there. Digital marketing services, if you're looking to improve or enhance your online visibility. If you're not doing that currently, have some thoughts, have some questions, definitely encourage you to reach out. Also, website services. So that's kind of where we're focusing today. Not on our services necessarily, but what you should be looking for when it comes to that new website. And obviously the exceptional customer service, it goes without saying, if you don't have the customer service, if you don't have the support, you may not have the full plethora of what you need to really get your business where it needs to be. We understand that you guys often wear multiple hats and you're often pulled into a variety of different areas, so having a support system is key and one of our strong suits here. A little bit about me. Been with Reststream for 5 years now. I have a background in website development. I did that with Reststream and responsible for a handful of websites that are currently out there. It's always nice to be able to say you have your hands on a property's business and you're helping them succeed in some form or fashion. I'm a sports enthusiast. I love football. Recently just tore my ACL and have been going through therapy and just recovering from that. So that's exciting. It's nice to see yourself physically grow in strength after you recover from a big surgery. I have a degree in marketing as well as computer information systems, so the beautiful thing for me and what I love about Reststream is I have been able to, everything I got out of school I'm putting into action, and it's even better knowing that I can work with you properties and making sure that you have the tools, the tricks you need so that you can succeed. It makes me feel really good inside. And finally, I have to say it, I'm a Cowboys fan. I know it's not a lot for all of you. You guys, especially here in Colorado, they're Bronco fans. They just won the Super Bowl. I deal with it every day, and it stresses me out. But I stay true to my team. I am a Cowboys fan until I die. So what are we going to be covering today? We're going to be looking at a couple website statistics. Just want to get your guys' brains thinking about how things have been changing and evolving. We're going to be looking at exactly what a template website is, when to choose a template website, what a custom website is, just to go over those things again, when to choose a custom website, the difference in pricing, some stress test checklists, questions you can ask to make sure you're in a good place. Then we'll also talk about the do-it-yourself websites. And if we do have some time, I know there was a handful of you all that are currently using our templated system. I would love to talk with you all about that if you have particular questions. We'll save that for the end. I want to focus on the education first. And then just to remind you guys, again, we have upcoming webinars. Our next one is a mobile recap and forecasting. It is May 19th, and this will be with Liz Day. And she'll be presenting a recap of the mobile revolution and just some insights on how things are changing. 2015 was a big year for mobile and the shift and all the algorithm changes that happened. So A lot of that was geared to people getting into a mobile-friendly website, a responsive website, and how Google and different search engines were going to rank those ones a little bit more favorably than the rest. So I encourage you guys to sign up for that webinar and make sure that you, again, have your mobile presence intact where it should be to get the best out of your business. So let's take a look at a couple of stats here. According to some research I've done here, 94% of users mentioned that poor design was the primary reason why they don't trust websites. And you guys might already know that. You've done your searching, you've done your research, maybe you've looked at some competitors in the area. There are some websites that will have you drop your jaw in awe. And then there are others where you can't find that X in the top right-hand corner quick enough and you want to get out of there. So it is extremely important that your website presents well and builds and creates a form of trust. The lack of trust, in our case, in this world, the lodging world, it means a lack of reservations, and that's the goal here. We want to make sure that people are at your property and taking advantage of everything you have to offer. What was odd or interesting, should I note, is that 6% of those thought it was content. So before they even read what you had to offer, all of the thought that you put in creating the content and the messaging, that is secondary. How does it look? How does it perform? How cleanliness is it? Is it easy to navigate? Those are the things that right away people see and they can feel. You should redesign your website every 3 to 4 years. That's usually just a general rule of thumb. A lot of aggressive properties that we work with, they'll actually do this 1 to 2 years. And usually that is because they have a very strategic marketing program or marketing plan that is always evolving, that is always growing. And because of that, they're forced to either modify or adjust their current design or completely build a new one and make sure that it's meeting the needs of their guests as their guests may change. So it's definitely something that if you're outside of that 4-year window and you haven't had a website, it's definitely something you should be thinking about because you're missing out on a lot of potential and a lot of changes that have happened in the industry that will be an added benefit to your business. So definitely take that into consideration. There are 148.3 million bookings made last year. That's a lot. That is a whole bunch. If you don't have an online presence, if you don't have an online website, if you don't have a clean website that's consistent and allows the guests to find what they need, you're missing out on a handful of bookings. And furthermore, if it's been 5 years, you definitely should take a peek at what you've done then and where you want to be in the next 5 years because things are changing. And then one more thing here, we have 65% of same-day hotel reservations were made on the smartphone. So I just wanted to kind of point that out and maybe piggyback onto the webinar of next month, just going back into mobile and having a good website. A part of that is having a mobile-friendly website. How do things appear on a mobile device? How easy is it for people to navigate through rooms and navigate to your specials and so on and so forth? So it's definitely something that you should be mindful of. How does your current website, whether it's a template or a custom one, how does that work on a mobile device? So what is a template website? A template website is a pre-designed website preloaded with standard pages. Those are your home pages, your reservations, the rooms, specials, activities, blogs, so on and so forth. Some of the more advanced templates will give you some additional features, some additional add-ons that you don't normally get, which should add more value to the solution. A lot of the advantages behind a template website is they're quick to market. With you already having a predefined layout and you have pages that are built and already in place, all you have to do is plug and play. All you have to do is put the key in the ignition and turn. So it is quick to market. It is very cost friendly and affordable. Again, the good template solutions will actually allow for multiple layouts or multiple themes to give you a variety of options. And then the functionality, again, it's preloaded. So you'll have different things in there, a newsletter sign up. You'll have your contact form submissions. You'll have abilities to leave testimonials and room reviews and post specials and post blogs, and you can take down pages and add pages all whenever and however often you want. So there is a huge advantage of having a template website, something that allows you to get started quickly, continue to focus on your guest while still providing them with a website that allows them to navigate and get what it is they're looking for. Some of those extra add-on features also could be an interactive map. So depending on your area and your location, the ability to add multiple markers, areas of attraction in your area so that you can say, hey, guest, now that you're on my website, I know you're here for a skiing trip in Colorado, and by the way, we have a handful of ski resorts close by, and here's where they are, here's the contact information. No need for you to go anywhere else. Stay on my website. I have everything you need here. So that's a nice feature. Again, we talked about a couple of those other ones, but another unique one that we don't often see, but we get a lot of questions on, is photo galleries. Everyone wants to show off their property. We understand how valuable images are, and the ability to easily add photos or have multiple photo galleries and that not be tied to cost is beautiful. So there are some good advantages there, absolutely. So when is it best to go with a template website? When cost is a factor. Maybe the budget is tight, maybe you're allocating your marketing dollars and having to move some things around and you didn't figure in for a new website, and you definitely need to do that. So let's start off with a template one. A lot of those template websites are also subscription-based, which allows for the cost to be a little bit lower. It also allows for the ongoing support and maintenance that you may not get on a custom website, because it is what you get when you design it. So that's also nice. And then also, because a template website is more affordable, it allows you to reallocate your dollars. So rather than spending tens of twenties of thousands of dollars on a new custom website, let's spend a couple grand, maybe $2,000, $3,000, and then let's put the rest into marketing. Let's make sure we have the online traffic that will actually allow us to bloom and grow and get people to take advantage of the website. Maybe there's some networking we can do in the community that we might require some funding. So being able to have a solution that meets the needs of your users and your guests, but also still be affordable to allow you to do some other things is a huge advantage for some of the smaller properties, independent properties that we see often. It's also one of those things that if you need it right now, maybe you're in the boat of you're on your 5th, 6th year and it's long overdue, you need to get a website. You just don't have the time for a 60, 90-day custom website project. This is your busy season, yet you need to make a change and it's vital. It is something that you can do quickly. It is definitely something, like I mentioned earlier, is quick to market. Also, if you have limited amount of content or images, and maybe that's just because how your current website was set up, maybe how it was built, maybe you've never put a lot of thought and energy into the content creation and the photos of it, so right now maybe you're limited. It's also a good solution or a good way of making sure, or excuse me, again, it just allows you in the event that you don't have a lot of content and a lot of photos to have a solution that still has a structure, still has the important pages, rooms, and specials that people need to feel comfortable and gain that trust with making a reservation with you. Now, it's not always a good thing, and here's a couple reasons why. Template websites may all look the same. Now, if you're working with an experienced template developer, as I mentioned earlier, hopefully they've given you multiple layouts, multiple themes. Hopefully they've opened the door to allow you to customize your template so it's more unique to your business. Another thing here, depending on who you're working with, you may be unable to transfer your content when you leave. So this is a big question you should always ask. whenever you're working with a templated company or a template website is, what happens when I leave? What happens if I no longer want to use your template and I want to go the custom route? Do I get to keep my images? Do I get to keep my content? That is extremely important. I will say at Restream, your content is yours, your photo is yours. We will do everything we can to make sure your business succeeds. In the event that you need to move on for whatever reasons, we will help you find a good fit. And yes, please take your content and your photos with you. You've worked extremely hard for that. We don't want to take any of that away from you. A couple other things that it might not be good for, and again, this just depending on who you work with, it may not be friendly for search engines. I've worked with several people who've come from previous templates, and unfortunately, they weren't, built by people who have SEO marketing experience. They weren't built by people who have lodging experience. So they're missing a lot of the key factors that the search engines need to really rank your website in a favorable manner. So it's important that you understand how those websites are being crawled. And one of the easiest things you can do is just do a quick Google search and say, hey, how does this type of website relate to or work within search engines? Is it crawlable? Can Google or Bing or Yahoo find the information on my web page that they need? That might be something that's a little bit more technical than most things, so always lean on someone who you can trust, especially in the industry, that will lead you the correct way. Another thing is it might, again, just be unable to customize it. Going back to the fact that they all look the same. What can you do to really make your template unique to your business in your area based off of your needs? And then obviously, it's not good when it, I guess, doesn't come with support. Should say that, not when it comes with support, when it doesn't come with support. Some of those templated websites or some of those do-it-yourself websites, they more or less put the onus on you. We will give you a solution, but we're not going to tell you what's necessarily best to get the best business out of it. So having a support system, a support cast, someone that you can call, email, and say, hey, here's my website, what should I do, what recommendation do you have, what are other people who are using your solution doing to get results. So definitely one of those things, if it lacks a support system, you probably should look elsewhere. And if you don't have one, I think that was pretty straightforward. It doesn't work if you don't have one, and that's pretty standard for any solution or product. So a couple of things I kind of wanted to show you here, just a handful of templates that we have. I more or less wanted you guys to kind of see what we're able to allow some of our users to do from the standpoint of customization, the look and the feel, and the variety of template options. So this is definitely more or less just a quick little slideshow here. You'll notice in this particular one we have a layout with the navigation on the left-hand side, a large top photo, a booking engine widget directly in the middle of the screen in the user's face, so you know exactly how they book a room with you. You'll see that we have a nice lead with the content, and then right off on the right-hand side, a banner promoting gift certificates. Another way for you to help your property increase or grow revenue. Here's another example here, just an accommodation page. This one, rather than being more or less the sidebar, the navigation is across the top. You have a nice yellow call to action, book now button here, book now widgets, nice good photo sizes to show off the rooms, the room types of cabins you may have, whatever it may be. Here's another example of, again, just having a template option, an interior page of a room page. You can kind of see the ability to change the header style with an opaque or a gradient type background, and so on and so forth. So how flexible is your solution, your template website, if you do move into one, that allows you to change out the header images or header colors, or change out the font colors and font sizes, and how easy is it for you to add those images and adjust the order of the images, so on and so forth. Those things are extremely important. And here's another example of another widget here, and some of the social share features that we have at the bottom. These are just screenshots. If any of you guys have questions, would like to see more of a walkthrough of these template websites, please do reach out, and we'd love to discuss and share those with you. And then here's an area guide. So again, another way for you to engage with your guests and make sure that you're giving them valuable information in your area so they can stay on your site and book with you directly. Good way to go here. Now let's shift gears into a custom website. A custom website is unique. It's built with specific needs. It's developed from scratch. Usually a custom website is anywhere between 60 to 90-day long project. It involves some hand-holding from the standpoint of working with a designer and really getting to explain and share with them the concept, the strategy, the goals behind what it is you want out of your new website. So from the layout, the navigational structure, the placement, all of those things are taken into consideration as a discovery phase to help build out how you want your website to look, function, as well as perform. Obviously here I have in green, it's often driven by a strategic marketing plan of some sort. So most custom websites that we've experienced usually have some type of marketing program, marketing team that is working with them, or has worked with them, or will work with them in the future. And this property, this business usually has a good idea of what they want to get out of their website. Are they looking to increase conversions? Are they looking to have additional web form submissions? Are they looking to really engage with people about their wedding venue? Are they really trying to promote the activities and the attractions in the area? So when you really know what it is you want out of your website, how you want it to perform, what you need your website to do to help your business grow, a custom website is a perfect match for that type of encounter. So with a custom website, you become one in a million rather than one of a million, which is sometimes what can happen with a template website. A custom website allows you to stand out. It's unique. It's custom. No one else has the look, the fill, the color, the font size, the small little aesthetics, the small little details that you have. So that is definitely an advantage there. It's definitely usually the case when working with a custom website. You're usually working with someone who has more experience in website design and development as a whole. And that is usually a requirement considering those custom websites have a variety of unique functionality that most of the standard template websites don't have. So there is an advantage there of knowing that you're working usually with someone who has a good set of skills and who has been doing it for a long time. You get the custom functionality, and then you have the unique user experience. It all just kind of depends on your property, your business. If you're a business that really offers up an experience, a custom website is a great way to sell that experience, to have those unique tidbits, those unique details, those unique accent items that will really make your property stand out. So custom has the advantage there. Custom websites also kind of allow you to scope things out from a short-term perspective and a long-term perspective. Oftentimes when we work with people on custom websites, you know, they want everything. I want to have every feature. I want every bell. I want every whistle. I want what's coming out next year on my website today. So when it comes to that, you know, that can really blow up the budget. It can really make that custom website that maybe started off at $6 grand turn into a 10 grand project, and before you know it, you're 20 grand, and you're like, it's just way too much for my business to take hold of right now. That's okay. The beautiful thing there is if you have a plan, if you know what you need out of your website, you can take it in phases. Let's take the first approach and let's address what we need short term to address our immediate needs. And now that we've gone through the exercise of what we need on a custom website, I have a bucket of items, a bucket of resources, of tools of things that I will be doing ongoing to my website to continue to add value to my brand, to add value for my guests, and to give them what it is they need to make that purchase decision. So whether you want an interactive map right away and you didn't fit the budget for the custom, you can always come back to it later. Same thing with the sign-up form, so on. So again, just to kind of paint the picture, the difference again between the template and the custom. The template is, it's out of the box, it's ready to go. We need your content, we need your photos, let's go live, let's let the world see what you have. Custom website is, let's understand what you want. What do you want out of your website? What are the goals? What are you looking to achieve? How do you want that to be presented to your audience? How do you want them to interact with it? So it's again a custom approach. It's a more methodical process of making sure that whatever your business's goals are, your website is falling directly in line with that. So when do we go with a custom website? You have clear goals. You want to increase your form submissions, you want to engage with guests longer, you want to improve the conversion rates, you want to, I don't know, those are great examples, and there's a variety of other ones. Maybe you're a very picky person, and yes, you understand what a template is, you appreciate the value of it, but you know exactly what your guests need, what they want, and you know how you want to present it. That is a perfect time to go with a custom website. Maybe it's a bigger budget. Maybe 2015 went better than planned, and you're looking to reinvest in your business and help it grow to the next level. You've set aside some marketing dollars for your website. That is a perfect time to really think about a custom website as you've identified, okay, our business is succeeding. We want to take it to the next level, and here's what we need to do, this, that, or the other. I want to make sure my website falls in line with it. It's also one of those things, if you have extra time. Maybe your property is seasonal, and you know the summer you're closing, and this is a good time to adjust your rates and your pricing, to take new photos, and then also, hey, let's go ahead and get that new website, that new mobile-friendly environment in place so we can really start to turn this into a machine in the winter. So definitely one of the things there, if you have the time, custom is definitely a good option or a good thought. Also, if you're working with a marketing team or you have a marketing strategy, 9 times out of 10 they have a pretty good idea of what's good for your business based off of the traffic trends, based off of the analytics and the results that they're seeing, that they can say, hey, we need to make these particular adjustments on the next website. We need to have larger call to action. We need to actually add a sidebar so we can have room for special offerings or special promotions or banners. We need to actually add a specials page because currently we don't have one, and we often hear that people are calling us all the time about specials and offers, and do you guys have discounts? And no, we're not saying discount your property or devalue what you offer, but it's always good every now and then to have a couple of specials in place. So if you're working with the marketing team who's identified needs or who's found pains and issues or problems in your current environment, your current setup, then a custom website is a great way to make sure you're moving out of that phase, and you're making sure it's a more consistent, it's a more I'm not sure the word I'm looking for, but you're just making sure that you have a good solution in place, a good foundation that gives your guests what they need to book with you and give you their money. Complex content structure. So maybe your website is old. You've had it for years, and you just continue to add pages to it and sections. Every time someone needed something, you added a page for it. And maybe every time you had an issue or a problem, you add in a page. Maybe you've had 3 or 4 different webmasters, web developers, to where everybody did something a little bit different. Being able to bring all of that complexity into one consistent layout design that is customized and unique to your business offering definitely helps. You can sometimes get away with that in the template website. It just might be a little bit more work because we may be consolidating more pages. We might be taking 3 pages and turning it into 1, things like that. So definitely worth noting here. And then maybe you're picky or you're very hands-on. I've worked with them and I enjoy working with those innkeepers, those business owners who know exactly what they need, they know exactly what they want, and they are willing to put in the time, the energy, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the dollars it takes to do that. So if you're one of those picky people and maybe you have trust issues with template websites or these bigger companies who say, I can get you something for cheap, go the custom route and take the time to work with someone to understand your business and make sure you have a website that meets those needs. So definitely a thought there. Now, similar to a template website, there's not always a good thing. If you don't have the budget for a custom website, sometimes it's hard to do. If you don't have a marketing strategy, maybe you don't really know why you're setting up the website the way that it is, or you don't really know what the end goal is. You just want a new website with no real rhyme or reason. While a new website is good, if you don't have a goal behind it, if you're not measuring whether it's achieving or meeting that goal, then you're more or less just throwing away your marketing dollars. So definitely have some type of plan in place if you're going to go the custom route. You need the website yesterday. You know, as I mentioned, it's a 30 to 60, 90-day window to get a custom website through the design phase, through the build phase, give you the opportunity to review it and test it out. That takes time, and if you don't have that, then I strongly recommend the template route is the way to go. Now, a couple of examples here, and maybe you might see some similarities in a template versus a custom. But again, I just wanted to kind of show you custom websites. You guys have seen them before. Maybe your current website is custom, but different ways in which you can make sure your business stands out and is unique and sets itself apart from the rest. So again, if you care to see, review, or have conversations about the custom websites, then we can definitely do that on the side here. So moving into pricing, you know, stop leaving money on the table. I think and I hope that everyone understands that, you know, the website is not a business expense. It is a business investment. You know, if you have a good online presence, a very good website, it becomes your 24/7 sales rep. It never sleeps. It never complains. It doesn't want to raise. It just wants to work hard for you. So you definitely should always be in the mindset of, my website is the first interaction that most people will make with my business. I need to make sure that I am investing in that presentation. I need to make sure that if no one picks up the phone and says, hey, talk to me about room A, when they're on my website, they understand that we are a business, a property that they can trust. They understand that we have the attractions, the room sizes, the room amenities, whatever it may be, that they understand that you have what it is they need. So when you think of it as an investment, you're more open to making sure you get the best out of it. It allows you to maybe be more comfortable with the decisions you make when you purchase one. A lot of times people just look at the purchase dollars and don't really understand the value that you get when you have a solution in place. So template websites we've seen average anywhere from as low as $2,000 to $5,000 annually. Again, usually these are subscription based. Depending on who you're working with, you know, they'll either limit you to the amount of pages you can have, the amount of features you can have, things like that, or the amount of photo galleries that you can have, or you'll find a good solution that is really understanding that your business is going to grow. The day you buy your website is not going to be the end-all be-all. There will be days and months in between to where you need to revise content and revise messaging and add more pages and start to blog and start to promote things in a different fashion. So if you're handicapped to X amount of pages and a template website, then you should definitely reevaluate that. As it relates to a custom website, as you can see here, it's anywhere from 6,000 all the way up to 25,000, and this is per design. So if you're one of those crazy people who needs that custom website and you like to design it every 1 to 2 years, you're looking at a hefty dollar spend on the website presence. At the same time, you know, understand that you're going to get the value that you need from that custom website because you're designing and building it to meet particular needs that you have to grow your business. What I really want you guys to kind of see out of here is and just understand that I'm not trying to force, not trying to push you guys into any one bucket or boat here. I really want you to kind of think about what's best for your business. Where are you at financially? Where do you want to be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? And have that conversation internally, and then maybe call a couple people and see exactly how that works with them if you were to work with them. So essentially here, you know, I don't want you guys leaving money on the table. If your website is long overdue and you're missing out on a lot of the different functionalities, the features that you can have, it's definitely time to make some updates, make some improvements in making sure that you're tracking those results so you can really see how much of a change it makes. So a couple things here we have for you, or I have for you, the new website stress test checklist. So I wanted to give you guys a handful of questions or things to think about when you're working with your next website designer or developer. Is it designed by a lodging expert? You can do Google searches right now for template websites, for custom websites, and you will get so many different results you may not even know where to start. It's important for you in the industry that you are, hospitality, in the lodging industry, that you find a vendor, you find a partner who understands what it takes in that industry to get a website to perform. More often than not, or should I say it happens too often, where we will work with people who have purchased a templated website by you know, their son's best friend who just graduated college, and that was his first experience. And yes, the website will work. Yes, it will convert some visitors and guests, but it came from someone who lacked the experience, the knowledge, and the wherewithal to make sure that that investment you're making is going to go as far as it possibly can. So make sure that you're working with a trusted partner who understands the industry, who understands the needs of the industry and how to get those guests the information they need to book with you directly. Is it built for conversions or looks? Believe it or not, we've had some arguments, if you will, with some prospects, some clients here, and you know, initially their whole thought is, I need my website to look good, I need it to look great, everyone loves it when it looks well, and that's half the battle. If it looks good and performs bad, if it looks good and there's no call to action, if it looks good and appeases you, but your guests have no idea how to navigate, have no idea how to book, have no idea how to find information, you didn't build your website up for success. So make sure, whether it's a part of your plan, your marketing plan when it comes to a new website, or your conversations with those vendors, hey, you know, how is your website built? What is the focus? What is the end goal that your website is going to, what is the value that I get out of having your website? Is more or less where you should be at. How does it integrate with your booking engine? This is something that is often overlooked. A lot of people just want to put a book now link or book now button and, you know, they're good and they're done with that. That is doing the bare minimum. Some of this is going to be dependent on your booking engine provider, but how well does this website integrate with your booking engine? Can you put widgets on your website that allow people to select dates and then check availability and go through that progression a little bit less intrusive? That is something that you guys should definitely take into consideration. You know, if you don't have an integration into your booking engine, then like I said, you're leaving money on the table, and we don't want that. Is it search engine friendly? Does it have search engine friendly URLs? Is it something that Google can easily crawl as far as looking at the source code behind the scenes? How are the redirects implemented? If you had an old website that you're going to a new one or you're transferring, can redirects be implemented on it? Does it offer structured data or schema that allows you to have a more enhanced or more attractive search engine listing? So there's a lot of things that go into play with a website that you need to be mindful of as it relates to the changes in the industry as well as in websites design in general. Does it include website tracking? Tracking is probably the most important thing you can do. If you're not tracking what it is you're doing, there is no way that I know that you're going to improve upon what it is you did last year if you don't know what last year is. If you don't know what your bounce rate is, if you don't know what your conversion rates are, if you don't know how long people are staying on your website, if you don't know what pages they're visiting, how are you going to better your business? So you need to make sure that your new website offers tracking, or that new website company knows how to develop or implement tracking. And there's a free one, it's called Google Analytics, onto your website. So make sure you always have tracking in place to measure the results and success of your solution. Does it include multiple templates? So this is more or less geared to the template thought. If you're going to go the template route, do you have multiple layouts, multiple templates that will allow you to differentiate yourself from others who also have that template or one similar? Can you manage your SEO? So do you have the ability to log in and add your title tags, your keyword tags, your on-page optimization? Do you have the ability to put those things in place and make sure that you have a way to test that they're there? A lot of times we'll run into scenarios to where you do have access, but it's limited. And what I mean by that is some of these template websites they'll give you the ability to have the title tag and the meta tag, but it's the same for every page, which is a huge no-no for website development and online marketing. So how well can you manage your SEO is huge for the success. What features does it come with or not come with? Am I better off going the custom route if I'm not getting the features that I know my business needs for my guests? Or maybe it has all the features that I need or has more features than I need, and I don't want to go that route. I'd rather go the custom route and really focus in on that unique look and that unique feel and things like that. So making sure you understand your guest is half of it, and then also understanding how you want your guests to interact with you to engage longer. Do they have the ability to read reviews from TripAdvisor on your website? Or do they have to leave your website? It may seem like a very small thing, but it's huge. If you guys have been on TripAdvisor, there are thousands of other properties on there. So why send a guest to TripAdvisor when they can get lost and book somewhere else when they can get those reviews directly on your website? So again, making sure you have the right features in the right place. Is support included? I spoke about that earlier. Do you have help when you need it? Are you on your own? Do you have someone you can call? Do you have an industry partner that you can trust is going to make the appropriate changes for you when you need them? So definitely something to be mindful of. Are you charged for additional pages? This is on the custom route as well as template. I've seen some pricing models where it says we'll give you 10 pages for XML. Your business is bigger than 10 pages. It's more important than 10 pages. You should always be looking to grow and to expand. So have that in the back of your mind. Am I going to be bound in pricing based off of the number of pages I have? How customizable is it? Do you have the ability to add a background image, change out templates or themes, font size, font colors, update photos? How flexible are they in helping you maybe even adjust the layout if you're not happy with the ones that they offer? So that is definitely a huge added value, is just the ability and the flexibility to get what you need out of your website. and moving into the flexibility one. So that could go from, if you were to leave, if you were to quit, can you take your content with you? Can you take your photos with you? Do you have the flexibility to remove pages when it no longer pertains to your website? Do you have the ability to automatically schedule things to either show up on the website or be removed from the website? That way you don't have to worry about focusing on those things all the time. So these are some of the things and a whole bunch more that I strongly recommend you guys, kind of jot down, have in your back pocket. If you're currently working with someone who's building a website, ask them a handful of these questions here and see how they respond. I would love to, or we would love to here at Restream, if you get some feedback that you're unsure of, you're not sure what to do, it didn't make sense to you, pick up the phone, call us. We'd love to chat and kind of walk you through what they meant or what they may have meant behind whatever it is. So again, here's a checklist you guys should kind of be mindful of when you're working on your next website. So we'll move into do-it-yourself websites. Do-it-yourself websites, I call these, or I consider these hybrid websites. It's the drag and drop world. Some of you guys may have experience. You might have a current website that's on a do-it-yourself platform. You may have seen a commercial about one of these. You may have, you might currently be evaluating one of these solutions. So whatever it may be, these do-it-yourself websites are, they're template websites that allow you to modify the template on the go. It's the drag and the drop model. This is a good thing. I mean, it's great. It's nice to have the freedom. But if you're not the expert, if you don't know what it takes to get someone to book on your website, it's not always as easy of having a photo and a book now button. How is it positioned? What is the layout? How did they access that page? How did they come about finding that page? All of those things kind of come into play, and a lot of times with the do-it-yourself websites, they leave it up to you. Now you have to not only focus on running your business, running your property, and taking care of your guests. Now you have to be a website expert and know what calls to actions to put where, and how many calls to actions to have on a page at once, or how to navigate people through your website organically, so as they stay on your website, they're getting more value, and every page they see is added value, added value, added value. So with the do-it-yourself website, again, you have to do it yourself, and a lot of times those companies that you're working with, they're larger, they're the bigger boys. They're not focused on your revenue. They're not focused on your growth. They're focused on how many people they can get on their solution, and that is it. If you call them about a unique issue or a unique problem in the lodging world, that is not a concern to them. They're concerned with their platform and what it can do for you, and that platform may or may not change based off of your needs, because that is not their concern. So when you have these do-it-yourself websites, you're bound based off of what they deem is important. If they're not following Google's algorithm changes, if they're not following the industry and how it shifts and what you need on your website, then you're missing out, and you're more or less left to have to fend for yourself, research on your own, homework on your own, and then modify it on your own and hope that things work. So while they're nice, definitely something that you can do. These do-it-yourself websites are usually even cheaper than the templated websites, because their focus and their whole thought is you'll do it yourself. So the biggest issues with these do-it-yourself websites is SEO, when SEO becomes a focus. So a lot of my experiences here, when those clients have these do-it-yourself websites, they did everything that they could, and God bless them, they took the right approach. They didn't have all the money in the world that they wanted, but they knew they needed an online presence, so they went this route. So they get things going, they start to see the business is succeeding and having some very good successes. However, they're plateauing. They've hit that area where now they need to go to the next level. And a lot of times what we've seen is that what is preventing them is just the current platform that they're in. the ability or the inability for marketing, those guys to go in there and do their job. The ability, or sometimes they'll lose the ability to optimize pages. Sometimes the URLs are all the same and they're not user-friendly for Google, so you don't really have an idea if somebody's on your home page or if they're on your room page or if they go to your blog. So a lot of those things come into play with these do-it-yourself websites to where you lose the value of SEO. And then what makes it even worse is now you understand and you've identified that to be the problem, so you move into a custom website or a template website. There's a lot of headaches that are involved there. Your previous do-it-yourself website didn't have friendly URLs, so now you can't redirect them. Now everyone who had pages bookmarked, they're more or less lost puppies. So those are some of the things, especially with SEO, and as you really want your business to grow and the online visibility to increase, these do-it-yourself websites, could definitely hinder the growth. Also, if you need a unique feature, so again, your business, your property is blooming and things are changing, you're identifying that through your tracking, and you need a feature now for guest reviews. Well, some of these do-it-yourself websites don't have guest reviews. They don't have a module that allows you to allow your guests to leave a review. So now you're stuck in this, okay, I've identified an area of opportunity for my website, but I'm in a platform that doesn't allow me to do anything about it. So again, that is definitely a challenge that we've seen people run into. A limited feature set. So again, it gives you what you need to have a website, but you're missing some of the basic stuff. Maybe you don't have a form. Maybe you don't have the ability to collect newsletter signups, whatever it may be. It could just be a feature, one or two off that you need that these ones just don't have, and therefore it becomes an issue down the road for you. Not search engine friendly, so I kind of touched on that a handful of times. Whether it's not able to come up in search engine results, whether Google can't crawl or index pages, all of those things have a huge impact on your business and your potential revenue and growth. So you want to be very mindful of that. And then it's just not built by experts in the industry. These guys, their whole thought, their whole purpose was to build a easy to deploy, easy to use website solution and let people do what they want with it. Whether or not they succeed is not our concern. Whether or not our solutions are built for the industry you're in, whether or not our layouts or whether or not support lives up to the standards is all something that kind of happens here when you're working with these Wix websites. You just become another number, not a partner, you're not creating a relationship. So not to say that you shouldn't do the do-it-yourself websites. There's always reasons when you want to, but just be mindful that they're always nice early on, but as your property, as your business grows, you have the potential to run into some issues there. And then advertising is built in. This is the worst part. When you're on your website and it says you get a banner display for shoes at the bottom, and it's only there because you're paying for a do-it-yourself website where they're getting paid because they're selling advertisement on the side. So if you really want to keep your brand and your messaging and all of that consistent and unique to your property, these do-it-yourself websites aren't usually the best route to go. All right, folks. Well, that concludes the presentation here on templates versus custom websites. If anyone has any questions they'd like to have answered, please take a moment to drop those in that chat box, and we'll spend some time there. Also, I just want to share with you guys again, if you're in the process of looking for a new website, evaluating a new website, and you just need some help, you're not sure what to do, what to ask, maybe you're right in the early stages, you signed a deposit, you have a down payment, whatever it may be, let's make sure you're in a good solution, a good website that's going to take your business to the next level and really give your guest what it needs. Again, a reminder, you guys will get a follow-up email. There will be a survey I'd love to get your guys' feedback there. You can please reach out to me, email or phone, if you guys want to chat about this topic or any others as it relates to websites. And then also, you can sign up for our newsletter, free webinars and blogs on our website. We do that monthly, if not more frequently than that. And then, like I said, we have that one-on-one consulting, so pick up the phone, give us a call, and let's talk. So at the moment, I don't have any other questions. It doesn't look like. I'll again hang tight just to see if there's any questions, so please do ask away. Okay, so what I would like to do right now here is I'm going to end the recording, and I'm just going to go through a quick TCMS walkthrough demo. Those of you who are interested in learning about ResStream's TCMS, it's a templated website. You're more than welcome to stick around. All of those that came for the template versus custom website webinar, again, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for attending, and I look forward to hearing from you in the survey. All right, bear with me, guys. I'm going to shift gears here and pull up a demo site, and we'll walk through that here briefly. So just give me a moment to shift gears, guys. Almost set. Close this presentation. Slide over this web screen here. Okay. All right, so hopefully you guys can see my screen again. You'll see that I have a website open. And this is one of our TCMS websites. This was also one that you guys saw inside of the demo or the webinar that we just went through. I'll kind of walk you guys through briefly what it is. So it is a template website. We have sections predefined for you. It comes with your homepage, your room section, specials, activities, things to do, galleries, contact pages, newsletter sign up, weather widgets. So it's fully loaded from the standpoint of features. Some of the advantages that you get from an SEO standpoint right away are user-friendly URLs, so guests know exactly where they're at. Google knows exactly where it's at, and it will do all of its crawling and indexing for you with no issues. So as people are working on these websites, creating pages and so on and so forth, these URLs are automatically created for them to make sure things are as user-friendly as possible. Some of the other things that it also has here that I would love to share with you guys is it's called structured data. It's also known as schema. Schema is a markup language that you put on your website that will allow your search engine listings to be a little bit more attractive for the end user. So schema is a library that Yahoo, Google, MSN, Bing, all of those guys share that library, and it allows you to mark up your website and tell the search engines unique information about your website so it can be pushed and promoted into the search engines. So this again is a Google testing tool. It allows you to kind of see what schemas are in place and if they're working. So you'll be able to see that we're telling all of the search engines exactly what the URL is, exactly what images I want them to be able to pull or see off of the website. We're not limiting them. Google will also be able to crawl and grab more, but what we are doing is we're saying, hey, in a consistent fashion, regardless of what browser you are or what search engine the user is on, I want to make sure they have consistent information being presented and shared with them every single time. So again, shares the phone number to Google, email addresses, any social media accounts you may have, so on and so forth. If we were to go to a room page here and run this test, You'll also be able to see that it will now say, hey, search engine, hey, Google, hey, Yahoo. Not only is this a motel with this particular sets of data points, but we also sell products. We have rooms on here. This room that comes in at the pricing of $86 to $119. So again, we're telling Google, we're telling Yahoo, we're telling all of those guys, hey, here's the information you need to know about our website. Please present this to the user in any fashion that you can. Now, one thing I will mention, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, is you will not always see schema. You will not always see these results in the search engine. The search engines are, you know, as tricky as they are, they pick and choose what information they're going to share based off of each individual user's search. So there may be times to where you know schema is implemented based off of the testing tool we have here. However, you may not see it in a search result. Does not mean it's not there. Does not mean it's not being used. It's all in how Google chooses to display that information when a user is searching for it. So that is a good thing there. Another thing here for you guys to be mindful of is the mobile friendly test. So again, with the webinar that's coming up next month, I encourage you guys to listen in on that. But mobile is a huge, I would call it shift or change in the industry. This shift started way back in, call it 2012, 2011. Google said, hey, you need to have a mobile website. At that point in time, everybody jumped ship and they bought these small mobile websites that had a handful of pages. That changed back in 2014, 2015, when Google then said, we recommend responsive website design for websites. And the whole theory there was people have changed their behaviors for what they're looking for on a mobile device has changed. Initially, the thought was when you're on a mobile device, you're on the go, which means I need to get information quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm not on my device to sit around for days and hours. As we all know, that has completely changed. I'm not sure if you can walk anywhere and not see a handful of people staring at their phones. So now with that whole adjustment in mindset for the users, they're no longer just looking for timely information. They're looking for all of the information. I want to know what your rates are for today and for next week. And I also want to know what attractions you have in the area. And I'd be interested in reading up on a couple of the blog posts that you have too. So it's extremely important that your website passes the mobile test, making sure that you are favorably being listed in the search engines as it relates to the mobile friendliness of your website. So again, you can take this test in here and you can kind of see that it's, this is the speed test, excuse me, but you could do the mobile test, I'm sorry, and that will let you know if it's mobile friendly. The speed test is another test, obviously, that we do recommend that you evaluate your solution with. Here's the mobile test. The mobile test, again, just lets you know that your website is mobile friendly and will show up on mobile devices. It will show up on tablet devices. It doesn't matter if it's large, small, medium. It might be a 32-inch monitor. Having a responsive, having a mobile-friendly website works for everyone. So right now it's just analyzing the results here, and it kick that back over to us and let you know it's mobile-friendly. So I do encourage you guys to take a peek at those two tests and just kind of see how your website performs. Back to the TCMS here. So the TCMS, just to kind of show you guys here, it is a content management system. So you do have the ability to log in. You have a limited amount of users, so you can set one up for you, the business owner, the GM, maybe a couple innkeepers, and then maybe some staff that you have in on the weekends if you ever need them to work on the website. So you'll have the ability to log in and make changes to your website at any time. With our particular solution, we have these edit-friendly links built in for you. So regardless of what page of the website you're on, if you need to make an edit, if you need to edit the accommodation page and adjust the text here, you can. You just click on this button, it opens up, and then now you can start to plug away with your content. Adding photos, adding descriptions. I'm not going to make any changes in here. This is a live property. My demo account is outdated as far as the templates and theme options, so I obviously didn't want to show you that one here. But again, it allows you the flexibility to jump right in and make content, photo changes, however you see fit based off of your needs. You'll also see here you have the SEO components. So the ability to add your title tags, your descriptions, keywords if you have any. A couple things just so you guys can see. You have the ability status, open, closed. This allows you to take a page off the website or put a page on the website whenever you're ready. You can also hide pages from the navigation and the drop down, so again giving you some control there. So that is extremely nice. Again, regardless of what section you're on this website, if you need to make a change, if you need to add a new special or a package, and I'll show you how quick it is, and then we'll take this down, you can jump in there and get things all set to go here. So we'll do a test package. We'll submit this page. We'll refresh here. And just that quick, we have our new test. And then it also automatically will create a detailed page for me so I can be as detailed as I need and describing what all is included in this special, this package. So that is, again, a huge advantage to you and your business to put up timely specials whenever you need. Oh, and by the way, you might also even need to remove one, so you can come in here and delete one of those test ones there if you don't need it anymore, and then obviously you come back to your website, you refresh, and it's taken off just that quick. So again, huge advantage from you being able to take full control over your content, over your website, add specials, add packages whenever you need. So again, nice there. Couple things, and I'm not sure, yep, this one does have it here. It's the area guide. So again, the ability to have markers on a map that says, hey, these are the attractions in my area that our business trusts, that we have relationships with, that we hope that you go and visit while you're out. A lot of times, believe it or not, and maybe you guys know, people plan their vacations based off of things they're going to do. They're hiking, they're skiing, they're going to a concert, a live event. Sometimes it is just vacation, getting away. But when people are away, they want to be able to do things and have some fun. So being able to come in here and see exactly what's going on, maybe get directions from one location to another. That way, again, your website becomes the location or the resource of information. They don't have to go to the Chamber of Commerce. They get comfortable coming to your website and building trust in your website because you're sharing them valuable information they need. So that's a nice added feature. What I'll do real quick here is we'll jump into the back end. I don't want to spend too much more time on this. We do walkthroughs and demos, so anybody can give us a call. We can get you set up and go through a walkthrough and have any questions that are unique to your business and maybe how you would like to use the solution. So we can definitely have that later. But some cool things that you have here is you have the structure of your website. So you get to see exactly the pages you have, where they exist on the website. If it's a room page, you have the ability to see all the rooms you have listed. That way you can go in there and edit them. Or again, you have the ability to add a brand new room. So maybe you're currently working on renovations and you know it's going to be released here soon. Go ahead and add it to the website when it's ready. So that's awesome. Nice to be able to do that. You can see here that you can add as many specials and packages that you want. You can add any galleries or however many that you want as well. So again, added value there. Some nice other things that you have is the ability to add and control banners. So again, going back to, if we jump on the home page, a banner on the website. Maybe you know that the rodeo is coming in town, or the football team just won the Super Bowl in Denver, and now we need to promote the parade and reduce price and whatever it may be. The ability for you to go in there and add a timely promotional banner to your website is top-notch. It's definitely something that we see our clients do often and frequently. Booking engine integration, so I mentioned it earlier, how well does it integrate with your booking engine? Our TCMS integrates with any booking engine provider, doesn't matter who you have, doesn't matter how they're set up. We will either get widgets on your website or we will get book now buttons, so that is not a concern or a problem here. Obviously, you have the ability to control some social media links, so you can come in here and add your own icons. We have some that are built in for you as well. It just all depends on who you're working with. A couple other nice tidbits and features is the flexibility and the control that you have. So here's kind of how we allow you to set up and configure your booking engine. So you have the ability to pick widgets or buttons. If you're on our Restream booking engine, we have the Pro version, we have the newer version, the Cloud, and then Other, meaning you're not with Restream. So again, we work with anyone. Company information, so again, the ability to easily jump in here and set up your listing if you need to, as far as your business details. Did your logo change? Did you get a new logo? Come in here and update it. Did the spelling on your name change? Did you guys change that? Go for it. So again, just the ability to come in here and update information for your property is huge. Features. So our TCMS is fully loaded in features. So we definitely made our whole approach was we know the industry, we know the audience, we know the guest, we know what they need to book. We know we have a great idea of the steps that they take to get to making a booking or a reservation with you. So we built a solution that was affordable and fully loaded that will give your guests everything they need to make a purchase decision. At the same time, we understand not every business is the same. Not every property is going to use every feature we have. So you have the ability to come in here and turn some of these on, turn some of these off, no problem at all. The ability to feature stuff on your home page. So right now, they're featuring activities on the home page. Maybe times have changed, and we're really focused on our special offerings, so we want to feature our specials on the home page. So being able to easily jump in and make those changes is great. Do you want your room names to be in the navigation or not? All depends on how you want to funnel and allow your guests to navigate. It also goes back to how well do you know your guests. If 90% of your guests are all repeat visitors to your website, repeat bookings, then maybe you should give them the ability to go directly to the room that they're accustomed to booking all the time. Or maybe you're a property, that has, maybe you're focused on just new customers or new guests, or maybe that's the majority that you get there, and you really want to funnel people. I don't want you to pick room B without seeing room A, so I'm going to have you go to the room page first, see all of my rooms, and narrow it down from there. So again, giving you the flexibility based off of your traffic and your results will really help you out in getting your website in a good position. Also, footer management, so the ability to kind of change out what goes in these columns. You never know. It's always a nice way to refreshen your website, refreshen your content. As you can see here, activities is on the home page, accommodations is in the footer. You have the ability to flip-flop that. Maybe I want to feature rooms up here more, and then when people get to the bottom of the website, the secondary stuff I'm concerned with, I'll put down here being the activities or so on and so forth. So again, the flexibility to jump in here and kind of change the layout of the template is awesome. The other nice thing here is just the ability to have a new theme and different layouts. So real quick here, I'll show you the sidebar one. So how quick it is. This particular client, maybe let's call it a year from now, they want to reevaluate their business and their layout, so they're making some changes here. They now want to use the sidebar. They log into their website. They change it to sidebar. And then just that quick, they have a new website with the sidebar layout. And then from there, if they needed to or if they wanted to, they can go as far now as adjusting colors. I want my header background to now be blue because a while ago we just did our logo and we changed the colors there. So We have a built-in theme controller that will allow you to have some flexibility and some customization there. I will let you know that, with us being the experts, we will do our part in setting you up for success. If you don't like the colors that we put in place, again, you have the freedom, flexibility to jump in and change it. Another thing you have in here is the SEO, the analytics, so the ability to make sure you have the marketing components in place. What is your Google Analytics ID? Do you have any unique meta verification tags that you need to add to your website? Do you use Share This, Schema? If you're using it, what type of property are you? So on and so forth. So again, it just really opens the door to make sure your marketing components are in place as well. A couple more things and then we'll call it good here, folks. Form management. We deal with this a lot of times. Clients have those static websites. They fill out a form and hope to God that someone, when a client fills it out, that our guest fills it out, that you receive it. With a content management system, with our templated website, we will store every single form submission on your website in your website. So you will always have the historical data of seeing who sent you an email and when. So this is a nice added value here of being able to pull a report and a list of just seeing what different activity is going on your website. And then finally here, the ability to review the testimonials and guest reviews that may come through. So we have testimonials and room reviews built in to allow guests to share their experiences with you. You also have the ability, obviously, to upload some that you may have gotten from other review sites that you're currently working with. So again, this gives you the ability to see what those reviews are. You get to moderate the reviews, so you get to pick and choose which ones show up on your website or not, so you don't have to worry about them all being there. Completely up to you. So that is the TCMS in a short version demo. Like I said, I'd love to do a walkthrough with any of you all if you have any more questions as it pertains to this solution and your website and your business. We'd love to speak with you there. Sharon, I know you had a question about pricing on the booking engine. I don't have that number for you. I would love to learn more about your business and your property, and then we can really dive into pricing there. So I will make sure that we have someone reach out to you to discuss that in more detail. Again, I want to thank all of you for your time, especially those who hung tight here for this little quick demo. Love to hear your feedback if you have any. Thanks again for joining my webinar today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.